Welcome to Haven of Prayer, a sacred space where faith meets revelation. In today's message, Heaven's Intervention, the hidden key to breakthrough and divine fairness, we will uncover a powerful spiritual key that activates divine justice and unlocks breakthroughs in your life. Stay with us until the end. What you're about to discover could shift your spiritual battles forever.
Lord, today I come before you with an open heart, longing for your divine light to scatter every shadow along my path. I know that above all sits your heavenly court, always attentive to the cry of those who trust you. So I lift my voice, not demanding, but believing in the justice that flows from your eternal throne. Touch every corner of my being with your mercy. Cleanse me, renew me, and lead me to the places I haven't yet discovered. Spaces filled with peace, love, restoration, and healing. I trust that when you open a door, no force in this world can close it. Remove, with the strength of your presence, anything that delays my steps. Let fear, confusion, and the silent battles within me be silenced by your divine intervention. Send clarity to my mind, peace to my spirit, and courage to keep going, even when everything around me says there's no way forward. There were moments I tried to fix it all on my own, only to fail again and again. But now I understand. Without you, everything crumbles. With you, even the impossible bends. So I ask that your heavenly court surround me, walk with me, and bring light into every dark place within and around me. My confidence doesn't come from who I am, but from who you are, steadfast in mercy, rich in compassion. I believe answers are already being set in motion, that something sacred is stirring in the unseen. I'm ready for what you've prepared, what only your wisdom could design for this very season of my life. God of light and truth, I speak to you with the honesty of someone who has nothing left to pretend. When I call from the depths of my soul, I know the heavens listen. You, who never tire of your children's voice, bend low and hear this prayer. Jesus, you conquered what I could never face alone. Your victory gives me hope. Holy Spirit, fill every empty space in me. Let wisdom replace confusion and comfort drive out sorrow. And Mother Mary, tender Queen, cover me with your gentleness when the world feels too hard to bear. May the angels assigned to my journey stand watch, surrounding my home, shielding every step I take. May the archangels go before me in unseen battles, granting strength when mine runs dry. To the saints and prophets who have walked this path and now dwell in glory, I ask, lift your voices alongside mine. Let your prayers rise like incense, joining with my cry and echoing before the throne of our God. May grace be multiplied and miracles awakened through this communion of faith. Even as I whisper these words, I sense I am not alone. Heaven leans in, the sacred draws near. This isn't just prayer, it's surrender. It's planting a seed in the soil of eternity, trusting that from it something divine will bloom. Some days the soul grows tired, carrying what was never meant to be ours. Thoughts grow heavy, shadows gather, and hope feels faint. But today I rise, not by my own strength, but by the power that walks with me. I let go of invisible chains. I refuse to call normal what is silently destroying me. I now speak with authority. Everything that stands against my peace begins to lose its grip. Jealousy, harmful words, evil intentions, and dark energy shrink before the presence of the light I call upon. No shadow is too deep for the radiance of the one who lives in me and surrounds me. Lord, I know I'm not walking through this inner renewal alone. I can feel the weight lifting, the clutter falling away, and a new clarity settling over my mind. With every step, I sense the ground becoming more fertile, filled with hope, alive with purpose, and welcoming peace not as a dream, but as a real and reachable promise. There are battles I'll never see with my eyes, but I trust that there are divine guardians who never sleep. In places where chaos once ruled, I now recognize glimpses of order. Where anxiety had settled, trust begins to grow. And where fear used to whisper, I now breathe in love, healing, and calm. What I long for most is a free heart, unshackled, untangled. I crave peaceful thoughts, wise decisions, and relationships that nourish instead of drain. I believe this cleansing within me is not the end, but the beginning of something sacred, a preparation for blessings that are already on their way. In the stillness of my spirit, I yearn to see my home transformed into more than just shelter. Let it become a sanctuary, a place where your presence is felt in every corner. I don't want my loved ones left to chance. I ask that each of them be wrapped in the covering that only heaven can provide, the kind that brings lasting rest to the soul. Let the gifts of the Spirit sweep in like a gentle breeze. Wisdom, comfort, love, and divine understanding. May every person under this roof wake with the certainty they are not alone, and leave home with a light that leads, protects, and calms. I'm not asking for a life without trials, but for divine strength to meet them with grace and faith. Let your justice be revealed in our decisions, in the moments where we're let down, and in the crossroads we don't yet understand. Let truth rise above confusion, shining like a lamp in the noise of the world. May your peace, not the fragile kind that depends on calm circumstances, but the kind born from trust, make its home in us. There is power in Christ's sacrifice that defies human logic. That's the covering I seek today. Let it protect, seal, and defend us from the harm we never see coming. May every dark force be stopped in its tracks, silenced by the strength of goodness that surrounds us. As I open myself to this divine protection, my perspective shifts. I no longer feel exposed, but accompanied. I don't move out of fear, but out of purpose. Because when your spirit fills a home, everything begins to fall into place, even the parts that once felt too broken to repair. There have been storms I didn't call for, wounds I didn't deserve, and trials that nearly broke me. That's why I lift this prayer from a place of surrender. May the blessed souls who now dwell in eternal peace lift their voices alongside mine. Let their intercession echo with compassion and draw down healing to this home that has weathered too many storms. I ask that what has been harmed, whether seen or hidden, be touched by a hand that restores. Losses, confusion, and conflict, let them unravel under the weight of grace. And where injustice took what was never meant to be lost, may restoration come in the form of health, calm, and a fresh start. There are silent wounds I carry, the ones that don't show but still ache. Injuries born of betrayal, rejection, and cruelty. I ask for healing not just of the body, but of every bruised part of the mind and soul. Let pain-born illness find its end in hope's arrival. There are battles we'll never fully understand, and attacks that came without warning. But I believe help is always near, waiting to lift us up in our weakest moments. Let that help come swiftly, unlocking what's been stuck and opening doors where we only saw walls. May we never lack the strength to believe in change. I pray for eyes to discern what is truly from you and what is not. Help us shut the doors that have brought darkness and swing wide the ones that lead to life. A life where health is strong, peace is steady, and tomorrow is met without fear. Though unseen, I know we're not walking alone. There are divine presences that draw near when the soul grows tired. I open myself to receive their touch, their guidance, their encouragement, their comfort. May this heavenly help not only lift me, but also embrace everyone who walks through my life each day. I long to see stalled paths made clear, new opportunities arising with integrity and honor. Let lack be replaced by well-managed abundance, and let daily labor be rewarded with stability and joy. I desire not just a healthy economy, but relationships that enrich and renew my spirit. Let my home be filled with understanding, mutual respect, and kindness. Heal what has been fractured in our family bonds. Replace harsh words with gentle gestures, and let our differences become lessons in love, not divisions. May we learn to care for one another with patience and grace. Let love bloom. Not only romantic love, but the kind that's born from purity of heart. The kind that seeks the good of others without expectation. May every encounter carry a spark of empathy, a soft touch on the soul, a reminder that we were made for connection. Let real affection multiply around me. I'm starting to believe again that all is not lost, that there is quiet help always working in the background, that even when I don't understand the why, I can trust that what's ahead is far greater than anything I've left behind. Throughout my life, I've searched for the kind of embrace that brings peace, for words that bring ease, for gestures that restore safety. And now, more than ever, I find myself longing for that heavenly tenderness, the kind that flows from a pure, motherly presence that watches from above. Lord, let your blessings pour over my life and over those I hold dear, not because we've earned them, but because your love knows no end. I ask for that divine love to walk with us, shielding us from harm and teaching our hearts to love with honesty, with gentleness, and with the kind of truth that doesn't fade with time. There's a longing in me to mend what's broken in my relationships, to see love return, not just in romance, but in my friendships, in my family, and in every bond one tried to build with sincerity. Let all that was fake or shallow dissolve, and may only what is real and rooted take hold and grow deep. I dream of a life where peace is more than a wish whispered in hard times. A life where balance becomes a steady companion. I want to feel my emotions without being overwhelmed, to choose with clarity, not fear. I believe that kind of steadiness can come when I allow your wisdom to gently lead the way. I'm not looking for riches that shine on the outside. What I seek is the kind of treasure that brings light to my soul. A steady hand to guide me, a love that lifts me up, and a hope that stays even when the night stretches on longer than expected. I sense that this nurturing presence is already at work deep within me. There are times when my spirit feels uneasy without knowing exactly why, as if something unseen is pressing in, trying to undo what we fought hard to build. But I rise today with the quiet conviction that there is protection greater than anything visible, a holy covering that can stop harm before it even reaches our door. I believe my family is surrounded by something unshakable, an invisible wall that no darkness can pass through. No harmful intention, no bitterness from others, no voice poisoned by envy will touch us, because we've chosen light, and light will always find a way to outshine the dark. And if there are people who wish to see us fall, may those intentions dissolve into nothing, not through revenge, but through divine justice. the kind that sees everything, weighs every motive, and returns truth to its rightful place. Let those who cause pain come face to face with their actions, not to punish, but to awaken them to a better way. Protect what we've built in love. Don't allow anything to tear apart what was formed through kindness and trust. And if storms do come, let our response be rooted in faith. A faith that shifts the atmosphere and brings light to even the darkest attempt to break us. I move forward with a deeper assurance, not because life is suddenly easy, but because I know I'm not walking alone. The shield around me doesn't weaken, doesn't falter, doesn't sleep. So I hold on to my peace and keep stepping forward, believing that the purpose you planted in me is stronger than any force against it. There are moments where I feel overwhelmed, when reason fails and my own strength falls short. That's when I need heaven to lean in, to bring clarity where confusion clouds everything, to replace fear with boldness, and to awaken hope where discouragement once lived. Some fights are too big for me to win alone. That's why I ask for every force of light that surrounds your throne to hear this cry and move swiftly. Where evil tries to creep in, raise a barrier. Where lies reign, let truth bloom like an unstoppable vine. Let no dark plan succeed when your goodness stands in the way. I want to see freedom overtake every member of this home. Freedom from the burdens we can't always name. Let each one of us walk with clarity and strength toward the purpose you've set before us. May the work of our hands bear fruit, and may our efforts not be wasted. Let joy become a steady guest in our days, not just a visitor. I ask for discernment too. Help us choose from a place of calm, not panic. Let us hear your voice even when everything around us is noise. Let peace live within us, even when the world offers anything but calm. Something in me knows you are already working, that we haven't been abandoned, that help is on the way, that the prayers spoken in faith are never lost in silence. I feel the answers moving, even if I can't yet see them. I hold on to the belief that something better is approaching. Gratitude rises in me, not just for what I've seen, but for what's still coming. Even in the middle of the unknown, I choose to thank you, because every time I lift these words up, something begins to shift. I trust that every honest cry is met with an unseen response. I see the fingerprints of your care in my everyday moments. The times I almost fell but didn't. The kindness that showed up when I needed it most. The answers that came from nowhere. These are the reminders that I've never truly been on my own. So I open my heart to receive all that you still have for me. I don't wait with fear, but with quiet trust. Because I know whatever comes from above is never too late, never too much, and always meant to lift us higher than we've been before. And I thank you too, for not forgetting me in the seasons when I thought no one was listening. Now I see that silence often carries preparation, that behind every tear, there was something being shaped in me. None of it has been wasted. There's something in me that still dares to believe, even when everything feels uncertain. I may not see the full path ahead, but I hold on to the quiet conviction that what's coming carries more beauty than anything I've known before. I speak not out of habit, but because my soul longs to be heard. Right now, I come before you not with grand phrases or rehearsed lines, but with the raw truth of my heart. There's a longing I've carried in silence for far too long, and today, I choose to lift it up to you. You already know what it is. I have no need to explain, but naming it in prayer gives it direction, gives it life. I won't pretend to know the perfect timing or shape this hope should take. But if it belongs to your plan, I trust it will unfold in ways greater than I can imagine. And if it needs to change before it reaches me, change it. If it must wait, teach me how not to rush. But if the moment has come, help me receive it with a heart ready and thankful. This is not just about asking. It's about learning to let go. Letting go of control, of timelines, of expectations. Trusting that you, who see beyond what I can grasp, are already preparing something for my good, even now. There are days when answers seem distant, and what I crave most isn't a solution, but a sense of presence. To know I'm not walking this road alone. So I open myself to you, asking that every invisible wall, every unseen burden, every silent fear be gently lifted from my path by hands that understand more than I do. I believe there are places I haven't reached yet, doors I haven't knocked on, because you are still preparing the way. Even if they don't look like what I expected, lead me where I'm meant to go. Give me wisdom when my thoughts are clouded, and steady my steps when the noise of life tries to pull me off course. Some nights, the weight is too much. I carry worries that wear me down, that echo in my thoughts when all is quiet. So I ask for rest, not just for my body, but for my mind. I need to believe that what I truly need will not be withheld, that grace will meet me where strength fails. And I don't speak only for myself. I lift up those I care about, each one facing battles I may never fully understand. Let peace settle into their minds. Let healing touch their bodies. Let hope grow where disappointment tried to take root. Let love rise again where distance once grew. I'm not searching for applause or wealth. What I crave is a life soaked in meaning, surrounded by real love, guided by a peace that can't be faked. May the goodness already begun in my life keep flowing. May justice take root where it's needed. May truth last longer than the noise of lies. Now that I've spoken honestly, I want to go deeper. Not just in words, but in intention. This isn't about rituals. It's about connection. Let each prayer I offer rise like seeds planted in faith, trusting they'll grow when the moment is right. I'm giving myself fully to this moment. I won't rush through it. I won't fill it with distractions. I choose to let this quiet space become holy ground. These are not empty words. They carry the power of generations who believed before me. And I believe still. Every Our Father becomes a step closer to surrender. Every Hail Mary whispers my trust in your gentleness. Every glory becomes a shout of praise that reminds me you've never left, even when I've wandered. I stop chasing outcomes and instead rest in this sacred pause. I breathe, I listen, I realign, because when everything else spins, this stillness reminds me of what's true. This is where I return to who I am. This is where I remember who you are. So I lean in and let the rhythm of prayer carry me, not as a routine, but as a living expression of faith, one that still burns bright, even when the days feel long and the nights offer no answers. I begin again now, not with urgency, but with reverence. I quiet my thoughts, center my heart, and let each word be a bridge. This is not just speaking. This is offering, a sacred exchange, honest and full. I turn inward and upward, seeking not just answers but alignment. May what is held in heaven leave its mark on my daily life. May each decision be shaped by wisdom that's not my own. May each step I take reflect a will greater than mine, working always for good. I don't just ask for what fills the body. I ask for what strengthens the spirit. Give me calm when I'm anxious, insight when I'm unsure, and courage when fear knocks too loudly. If I ever lose sight of what I already have, let this prayer draw my gaze back to the blessings that remain. I'm not afraid to admit where I've stumbled. I don't hide it. I need forgiveness, and I want to forgive. Help me release the weight of old wounds and unspoken bitterness. Let grace move freely in me, both given and received. Where resentment tries to settle, make space for peace instead. Sometimes, all I can ask for is the strength to stay on the right path. I don't want to lose myself chasing illusions or give in to choices that lead me away from truth. So I come to you, asking for clarity, for the courage to stand firm even when the easier road looks tempting. Let anything that doesn't align with what is good slowly lose its grip on me as I walk forward, holding tight to this faith that keeps growing inside me. This isn't just another prayer I'm repeating. It's a renewed cry from my soul, a declaration that I still long to be close to what is holy. Every word I speak carries the weight of my longing, not just for peace, but for purpose. And in this sacred conversation, I feel a quiet reminder that I'm not walking this path alone. There's a kingdom I believe in, one not built by hands, but held together by truth, by grace, and by love that never gives up. I want my life to reflect that kingdom, not just in quiet moments like this, but in the way I treat others, in how I speak, in what I choose when no one else is watching. Let that unseen reality shape everything I do, here and now. I'm not only asking for what fills the body. What I truly need is deeper. Comfort that steadies my heart, strength that holds me up when I'm worn down, and a kind of hope that doesn't disappear when things don't go my way. Fill every corner of lack with your wisdom. Let the emptiness I feel be a doorway to discover how full I already am. There are times I know I've gotten it wrong. Things I said, moments I let fear lead, times I stayed silent when I should have spoken with love. I bring those memories into the light now, not to carry shame, but to release them. And just as I seek forgiveness, I also choose to forgive. I don't want resentment chaining me to the past. I want to be free to love again. When I find myself tempted to stray, help me recognize it early. Not all distractions are obvious. Some come dressed as comfort, some as shortcuts. I don't want to be misled. Let your presence be louder than the noise, and your protection a shelter around my heart. Strengthen me to stand my ground, even when I feel weak. I'm slowing down on purpose today. There's no rush here, no pressure to say the right thing, just a quiet unfolding, a stillness that allows me to hear what really matters. I close my eyes and feel something settle inside, like a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding. This pause is where my soul finds realignment. Let my choices, my conversations, even the small unnoticed gestures, reflect something greater than myself. I don't want to live on autopilot. I long to be guided by a wisdom deeper than mine, one that sees what I can't and gently steers me toward what will bring lasting peace. If my plans need to change, give me grace to surrender them. More than anything, I want to live meaningfully. When I ask for daily bread, I'm not only talking about meals. I'm thinking of kindness shared, wise decisions made, opportunities that speak to my purpose, moments where peace fills the space between words. Let none of it be missing, either in my surroundings or in my heart. Letting go of old wounds isn't always easy. But I've learned that holding on costs too much. I won't pretend the pain never existed, but I won't let it define me either. Today I make room for healing. I open myself to being made whole again. And I acknowledge I need both to forgive and be forgiven. And if I face moments of trial, help me discern what's right. Let truth speak louder than temptation. May anything that tries to throw me off course fade into the background, and may your light remain constant, even when the path winds in ways I don't expect. There are days when a tender voice, soft and steady, is all the soul needs to feel safe again. That's what I seek now. A gentle presence that wraps around my fears and reminds me that I'm not forgotten. I turn my thoughts to the Mother of Comfort, looking for that kind of embrace only she can give. Not just admired for her grace, but also for her unwavering faith. She reminds me what it looks like to believe even when understanding feels far away. Her trust inspires me. If she could hold hope in her heart amid so much uncertainty, maybe I can too. I ask her to draw close and teach me how to walk with that same quiet strength. I reflect on the miracle she once carried within, life that changed everything. And I remember that no season is too lost for something new to begin. Just as she once brought sacred light into the world, I believe she can help reignite what feels dim in me. My dreams, my faith, my calling. I ask her to pray with me now, not just for my own journey, but for the lives of those I care about, for the weary, the silent sufferers, the ones who've lost their sense of direction. May her prayers rise on our behalf when our own voices feel too tired to speak, and when the unknown feels too heavy to bear. I ask that she stay near. I don't want to fear the future. I want to walk through it with a quiet confidence that comes from knowing I'm not alone. Her steady presence makes that kind of courage feel possible. Sometimes all it takes is an image in the heart to feel at peace. A mother who doesn't judge, who doesn't demand, but simply cares. That's the kind of love I rest in as I speak these words. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be real, to let myself be held by a love that knows me fully and stays. Mary, bearer of light, who walk through shadow with unwavering trust, stay close to me now. Your calm spirit eases my fears. Your faith strengthens my own. I need your gentleness in a world that often feels so cold and loud. Guide me back to what matters. I'm not coming to you from a place of perfection. I come with doubts, mistakes, and hopes that still flicker. But I come honestly. Pray for me in this moment, and in all the moments when I'm not sure how to keep going. Let your voice rise for those of us still searching for answers. And as I lift up others, the ones far away, the ones who've forgotten how to pray, the ones carrying invisible weights, I ask that your compassion reach them too. Go where my words cannot, touch what my hands can't hold, and awaken something new in every heart still longing for more. I don't know what lies ahead, but if you walk beside me, I'll find peace even in the midst of uncertainty. When the night feels longer than my strength can bear, stay close and remind me that faith always leads to a way through. When everything feels chaotic and out of place, thinking of you brings me back to balance. It's more than devotion. It's trust in your quiet presence, in the gentle way you draw near without demanding, in how you comfort without a single word, in how you protect without needing to be seen. I hold on to that softness you bring, a healing touch for the wounds time has yet to mend. You, who were chosen to carry life and bring hope into this world, understand the weight of silence, responsibility, and doubt. That's why I come without fear, knowing you grasp more than I could ever explain. Let your grace reach me today. Be my shelter when I feel unprepared for what I'm facing. Please don't leave my side, not even when I lose myself in the noise of my own distractions. So many voices try to pull me in different directions, but one look from you is enough to remind me of what truly matters. Help me stay steady, honest in heart, and ready to keep growing, even when I stumble. Pray, too, for those who feel invisible, for the ones who believe they've been forgotten. Through your intercession, may they come to know they are seen. That comfort exists even for those who've stopped looking for it. Let your quiet presence touch them in the places no one else sees. And when I have to face what's beyond my control, give me the peace of someone who has always been held by a faithful mother. Let me remember in each trial that you were the one who carried me, even when I didn't realize it. There are no words wide enough to describe the fullness of the eternal. Yet as I speak this prayer, my soul recognizes where it came from. I become part of a praise that never ends, one that echoes across time, across cultures, across borders. A glory that doesn't fade with age and still breathes life into everything that changes. I celebrate the mystery of perfect unity, the kind that doesn't divide, compete, or fail. A Father who holds all things together, a Son who redeems, a Spirit who leads. Three expressions of one divine presence, pouring into my life in ways I'll never fully understand. When I say these words, I'm not just repeating phrases. I say them with meaning, with reverence, with a heart full of thanks. Because everything good I've known, everything that has quietly carried me through, comes from that sacred source that loves without conditions. I ask that this glory not remain distant or far off. Let it come into my day-to-day, reshape how I see, how I love, how I choose. Let my entire life become a response to the presence that lives within me, calling me towards something deeper. Even if my days are far from perfect, I still want my intentions to shine with that light. May I never forget where I came from or why I was created. Because somewhere in the noise of this world, there's still space for a prayer that rises from truth and honors the eternal through simple, daily living. It's freeing to realize not everything rests on my shoulders. There is a steady, unseen strength behind everything that holds this world together. A force that brings order to chaos, meaning to confusion. As I pray, I anchor myself to a truth that doesn't shift, that stays strong even when everything else does not. I find joy in what I can't see, the beauty that doesn't need to be visible to be real, the harmony of a love that's been flowing since before time, that will continue long after all else fades. I become part of that eternal rhythm, where origin, presence, and breath move together in perfect grace. This isn't about formal words or religious performance. It's the honest voice of someone who's grateful for every part of my life touched by mercy, for every moment of peace I didn't expect, for every sigh of relief in the middle of uncertainty. Each one is proof of a love far greater than I can measure. I long for that glory to shape how I live. Let my actions, my choices, even my silences reflect something greater than myself. Let every step I take be a quiet answer to the one who invites me into more. And as I keep walking this road, I promise to remember who I am and where the light I lean on comes from. Because when the day is done, what truly lasts is born of a love that has no end. In this space of stillness, I quiet my heart to make room for what is holy. I'm not here repeating empty words. I'm letting them settle inside me, becoming part of who I am. This glory I lift is both ancient and deeply present in this very moment. There's a part of me that aches for what lasts, that won't be satisfied with the temporary, that longs for what endures. That's why these words echo so loudly within me. They tie together who I was, who I am, and who I'm becoming. They link what is above with what is right here, in my everyday struggles and attempts to make sense of it all. Teach me to live with constant awareness that I'm never alone, that something sacred is always near, not just leading me, but transforming me, urging me to build something larger than my own ambitions. So each time I lift these words in praise, may it be more than ritual. Let it be my way of recommitting to the path, of finding my center again, of remembering what matters most. Let eternity not be only my destination, but also my daily companion along the way. And like that, without rushing or needing to end, I stay open to what still waits to unfold, because the path of faith isn't finished here. There is still more to be revealed, more to understand, more of the sacred story yet to be lived.
And as we bring this moment of reflection to a pause, not an end, remember, this journey of faith is never finished. It's a living path, renewed with every prayer, every act of love, every breath drawn with trust in the one who walks beside us. If these words touched your heart or brought light to a dark place in your life, I invite you to not keep this message to yourself. Share it with someone you love, a friend, a family member, someone who might be quietly waiting for a sign of hope. Here on Light in the Silence, we don't just create content. We open spaces for grace to enter. If you feel called to be part of this, subscribe and stay connected. Each video is more than inspiration. It's an invitation to live from the sacred center of who you are. Don't forget to share this video with others. Let this message travel beyond your screen and become a blessing to someone else's day. Because sometimes a single word, shared at the right time, can stir eternity in someone's soul. Until our next gathering, stay rooted in love, guided by truth, and open to the quiet voice that never stops calling you home.